The United States Congress is not passing a critical bill which could help keep points and miles in your wallet. There's a new offer on the Chase Aeroplan card, and I've got a story today that I'm gonna need your opinion on as it relates to sitting on a plane next to people that may be slightly plus sized. That and a lot more on this week's edition of the Weekly Pointers News Update. I'm Brandon Boyd. Thank you so much for joining me. These news updates come out every Sunday evening, and my goal is to catch you up on all news related to credit cards, points and miles, travel, money, finance, and everything in between. It is super simple to follow along. On one side of the screen, you'll see a list of topics with a timer down below and timestamps down in the description below. And keep in mind, if you're interested in any cards mentioned in today's video, or any card for that matter, make sure you apply using my referral link down in the description below. When you apply using that referral link, it greatly helps support the channel, and I can't thank you all enough for doing that so far. If you do find this video helpful, or at the very least, mildly entertaining, don't forget to be awesome. Give me a big thumbs up on the video and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notifications for alerts. We've got some stories to cover this week. I say we get going. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go. Your credit card rewards, points, miles are safe for now. So the Credit Card Competition Act has been sidelined by Congress. So if you're not familiar with the Credit Card Competition Act, basically what they're trying to do is to lower the fees associated with swipes at each card terminal or when you make payments. And this fee usually gets passed along to consumers in some form or fashion. So the thought is, by lowering those fees, which usually average somewhere between 2 and 3% per swipe, then that will help save consumers money. However, at the end of the day, it should be noticed that those swipe fees do help fund a good portion of the credit card points, miles, and rewards. So the big fear here is that yes, they could help lower the swipe fees, but at what cost? Could it come at the cost of possibly eliminating a lot of the rewards that we enjoy today? So this is something to definitely keep an eye on. It has been sidelined for now. They were trying to sneak it into a defense bill and attach it to that, but they've decided to kick this down the road for a little bit later on. This is something to be concerned about for sure. It'll be interesting to see how card issuers handle this if and when it does come to fruition. Now, this is something that is lingering out there, and it's probably not going to go away. It's just a matter of time now. I can't wait to see how this plays out. It could be really bad news for a lot of us out there, but we'll keep you posted as this story develops. The Chase Aeroplan card has a new welcome offer that is part good and part not so good. So the Chase Aeroplan card is offering a 100,000 point bonus right now, and here is how it's broken down. You can earn 75,000 points after you spend $4,000 on purchases in the first 3 months, and then you can earn an additional 25,000 points after you spend $20,000 on purchases in the first 12 months. In my opinion, this card is really good for those that are going to put a lot of spend on the card because you can get the full 100,000 point bonus. However, if I'm looking at this strategically, 75,000 points for only $4,000 spent in 3 months, at least snag that part of it. That's not too bad. Now, spending the extra money just to get an additional 25,000 points, I'm not so sure about unless you're trying to limit your card setup or you just want to spend a lot on this card for whatever reason. Otherwise, I would use that spend to go towards another sign-up bonus, a bigger sign-up bonus on another card. So be aware when you're looking at this. Hey, yes, a 100,000 point offer is great, but the way it's broken down, I'm not a huge fan of. Let me know if you have the Chase Aeroplan card right now. How do you find it most useful? Let us know down in the comments below. I feel like we're always seeing price increases on streaming services, and there's new price increases coming to Disney Plus and Hulu. So starting on October 12th, Disney Plus and Hulu will see price hikes on their ad-free plans. So Disney Plus will jump from $11 a month to $14 a month, while Hulu will go from $15 to $18. And just in case you're wondering, the price for Disney Plus now, ad-free, is twice as much as it was when it was first launched. It's because they are losing subscribers. They're not getting as much money from this service as they thought, and thus we're seeing price increases. This kind of stuff drives me nuts because at a certain point, there is a line in the sand where paying $18 to $20 per streaming service is not as beneficial as just getting a big satellite TV package or something like that. I remember the good old days. I sound like my parents or something like that. I remember the good old days when these things were under $10 a piece. Now they're inching closer to $20. Let me know which streaming services you find to be most valuable. Which ones do you not want to let go of? Which ones have you been on the fence of letting go of if the prices keep increasing? There's so many options out there now that I think hearing from the community and hearing what you think is most valuable would be very beneficial. I do like using Peacock because I can watch The Office all day long if I want to do that, and the credit for my American Express Platinum card helps cover the cost of that. So that one's not too bad. But when you're starting to add on Netflix, HBO Max, or I guess Max as it's called now, Hulu, YouTube TV, all these different streaming services, it is adding up, causing a lot of headache for a lot of people. Let me know which ones you find most valuable down in the comments below. You know, every week on the Weekly Pointers News Update, I like to share an interesting story as it relates to either credit cards, points and miles, travel, money, finance, all those kind of things, and how it relates to interpersonal communication and relationships. And this week is no different. This week I've got a story from a woman who was seated in between two passengers on a plane that, let's say, maybe a little bit plus size. Is she in the wrong for this? She is asking the community out there. She wants to know if she went too far. I can't wait to hear your reaction to this one. All right, so there's a woman getting on a plane and she's looking as she's going back to see which seat may be hers. I know all of us do this. As you're walking back, you're like, I wonder if I'm gonna be sitting next to that person or that person. I'm not really sure. And you start eyeballing these things. Well, she finally finds her seat and it looks like she's gonna be sitting in between two passengers that are slightly overweight and encroaching into her seat on both sides. She does decide to stick it out and get in the seat, and as she sits down, she realizes she actually can't move. Her shoulders are wedged in from each side and she can barely bend over to put her bag underneath the seat in front of her. So she casually just calls the flight attendant over without causing a big ruckus or anything. She just raises her finger in the air and says, hey, is there any way that I can switch seats? To which the flight attendant said, sure, no problem. So they ended up switching seat. The woman bent over, got her bag, and moved over and took the other seat during the duration of the flight. And she thought, well, I feel kind of bad that I had to do that, but it was so uncomfortable she had to do so. Now, as she's getting off the plane, she thinks the whole ordeal is done. However, the two women that were sitting next to her originally confronted her once she was leaving the plane and basically berated her and said, hey, you embarrassed us. You are one of the reasons that people make fun of us because of this. You made a scene in front of everybody. To which the woman said, I didn't even hit the call button for a flight attendant. I literally just raised my finger and said, hey, do you mind if I just switch seats real quick? Because she didn't want to create a commotion. However, is she in the wrong for embarrassing these women? Do you think she went too far? Do you think the women that confronted her after she got off the plane went too far? And do you think the airlines went too far by making these seats so dang small that it's uncomfortable for anybody? Now, this is something that aggravates me because I'm 6'2", I'm in relatively good shape, and I still find it difficult to move around in some plane seats. It's just the way it is. These seats are getting smaller and smaller. So is it the airline's fault? Is it the two women's fault? Is it the passenger that switched seats? I can't wait to hear what you have to say about this. And what would you do in this scenario if you were the woman and you were getting on the plane and you knew that you wouldn't really be able to fit in the seat? Would you raise your hand and say something, or would you just grin and bear it and say, hey, I bought this seat, I'm gonna go with it and roll on? I'm curious to hear what you have to say about this. It's definitely an interesting scenario. It may be a little bit of an uncomfortable topic, but to be fair, this is a topic that's gonna come up at some point in the future in another story here or another story there. Let's go ahead and set the precedent now. What should happen in this case? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you're familiar with the Weekly Pointers News Update, you know I like to end the show on a good food deal. This week is no exception. This week we're going to Taco Bell for Taco Tuesdays. So Taco Bell restaurants will be offering a free Doritos Los Tacos every Tuesday on August 15th, August 22nd, August 29th, and September the 5th. And the reason they're doing this is through an interesting celebration. So if you haven't followed all the litigation around the term Taco Tuesday, let me play a little catch up for you because it's actually very interesting. So Taco John's, which is a restaurant fairly similar to Taco Bell, had registered for a trademark for the name Taco Tuesday many years ago. And as more restaurants started to use the Taco Tuesday theming, Taco John's would come after some of these restaurants. So Taco Bell decided to file a legal petition to cancel the Taco Tuesday trademarks held by Taco John's, and Taco John's has dropped those trademarks. So now Taco Tuesday is legally allowed to be used by everybody now, and it's not just really for one taco chain. It's really interesting if you look at the backstory on this, but Taco Bell is celebrating with free tacos every Tuesday through September 5th. Take advantage while you can. This has been a very interesting episode. So we talked about things going on in the United States Congress. We talked about a new credit card offer that's both good and bad to some degree. And I can't wait to hear your feedback on that story of the passenger on the plane. I know it may be a heated debate, a heated topic, but hey, these things come up. All these uncomfortable scenarios come up. Let's figure out how to handle them now. So I can't wait to hear your thoughts on that story. Keep in mind, if you are interested in any of the cards mentioned in today's video, or any card for that matter, make sure you apply using my referral link down in the description below. And when you apply using that referral link, it greatly helps support the channel, and I can't thank you all enough for doing that so far. If you found this video helpful or mildly entertaining, don't forget to be awesome. Give me a big thumbs up on the video. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notifications for alerts, and when you click on the Brandon Boyd Show, click, 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 You're going to get the latest information on credit cards, points and miles, travel, money, finance, free tacos, and everything in between. And I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. We'll see you soon.